እንዲህ ሲል መከረኝ ተማር ልጄ ወገን ዘመድ የለኝ ሀብት የለኝም
ሰላም ጤና ይስጥልኝ ነው ደርቤ ነኝ ዛሬ ደግሞ ቻፕተር 2 ገብተናል ስለ linear equations and inequalities 2.1 solving linear equations which group work እንስራ explain each of the following key terms and give your own example okay a term ያው የterm definition እዚህ ጋር ተጽፏል constant and number okay constant and number ስንል አንድ አይነት ናቸው constant or a number variable or a product of a number and variable it can be a constant it can be a variable or it can be a product of a number and a variable and we call it it's called a term okay we call it a term examples of terms now I'm sorry 2 since it's a number a constant it is a term negative over 2 it is a number it's a constant therefore it's a term x it is a term because it's a variable ሊሆን ይችላል ተብለናል and it can be also be a product of a number and a variable so in this case I'm saying negative 4x squared and negative 4 it's a number x squared it's a variable therefore it is a product of a number and variable therefore it is a term now how do we define like terms or similar terms say definition 2.2 meaning like terms or similar terms are terms whose variables and exponents of variables are exactly the same but differ only in their numerical coefficients እና like terms የሚለያዩት በnumerical coefficientቸው ብቻ ነው ሌላ በምንም ነገር አይለዩም example መውሰድ የምንችለው እዚህ ጋር ተሰጥተው ነው 5x እና negative 20x እነዚህ አሁን they are like terms okay why are they like terms because their variables is x የ5x variable x ነው negative 20x variable x ነው እና their variables and the exponents of the variables are exactly the same okay whose variables and exponents of variables are exactly the same but they only differ in their numerical coefficient yes የዚህኛው numerical coefficient 5 ነው የዚህኛው numerical coefficient negative 20 ነው ለዛ የሚለዩት በnumerical coefficient ነው እንጂ በvariable እና በexponent of the variable አይለያዩም and the second one is negative 80a squared b squared እና negative 1 over 2 a squared b squared እነዚህ their variables are the same a squared b squared ናቸው okay variable አቸውን exponents of the variables ሁለቱም አንድ ናቸው a squared b squared ነው then they only differ in their numerical coefficients third example is 6x squared እና 70x squared እነዚህም እንደዛው ናቸው they only differ in their numerical coefficients the variables and the exponents of the variables are exactly the same okay all right now let's see non-examples okay examples that are not like terms okay group b ስንመለከት negative 10a squared b squared and 12c squared d squared አሁን ላይ ስንመለከታቸው የዚህኛው a squared b squared ነው ቫሪያብሉ እና እነዚህ ደግሞ c squared d squared ነው እና በዲፈረንሳቸው በኒውሜሪካል ኮኤፊሺየንት ብቻ ሳይሆን በቫሪያብል and the exponent of the variable ይለያያሉ ስለዚህም እንደዚህ ነው xy ነው ቫሪያብሉ እዚ abcd ነው እዚ ab ነው እዚ xy ነው እንደዛ እነዚህ ደግሞ these are what these are not like terms okay not like terms not I mean unlike terms የሚሏቸዋል okay unlike terms group a ደግሞ they are like terms or similar terms ማለት ነው alright like term እና similar term አወቀን b እንስራ coefficient of a term ደግሞ ያው አይተናል አሁን ለምሳሌ 3x squared ብንል coefficient 3 ነች ቁጥሩ ነው the constant okay c algebraic expression ደግሞ የምንለው ምንድነው ነምበሮች የኮንስታንቶች የቫሪያብሎች እና and then የነሱ ድምር like addition subtraction multiplication and division ካለበት አብሮ we basically call it an algebraic expression okay actual definition ለማየት እዚህ ጋር ተጽፎልናል ቆይ ያው እዚህ algebraic expressions have only one side ይላል okay algebraic expressions are formed by using numbers okay constants letters or variables and the basic operations of addition subtraction multiplication division ካለበት we basically call it an algebraic expression example of algebraic expression as some examples of algebraic expressions are a to x minus 4 okay 2 it's a number x it's a variable now minus we have basically add subtraction and then 4 which is also a number okay we can also take b we can even have absolute value inside of an algebraic expression okay very important and we have numbers and basically products of numbers and then the addition right so this is also an algebraic expression c is also an algebraic expression D is also an algebraic expression. E it's just a constant, therefore it's also an algebraic expression. It's also a term, by the way, right? Because the definition of a term includes that every number is also every constant is also a term, and f is also an algebraic expression, and it's also a term, right? Because it is a product of a constant and a variable. It is an algebraic expression, and it's also a term. Okay, so that is an algebraic expression. Now D, it is an equation. What is an equation? Well, an equation is two algebraic expressions. Okay, two algebraic expressions when they're connected by when they're connected by an equal sign, we basically have an equation. Okay, that is also in fact the actual definition of equation. An equation is a mathematical statement in which two algebraic expressions are joined by equality sign. Okay, by the equality sign. Therefore, an equation must contain. Okay, it must contain an equal sign. That is how we define an equation. The equation example. Now, some examples of equations are a 5 over 2x minus 10 is equals to 40. Okay, the left hand side አሁን እዚህ ጋር ይሄ 5 over 2x minus 10, it is one algebraic expression, and 40 is also another algebraic expression, and these two algebraic expressions are connected by an equal sign, therefore it is an equation. Okay, b is also similar. We have on the left we have one algebraic expression, on the right we have one algebraic expression, so and connected by an equal sign, so it is an equation. Similarly for C and D. Okay, great. Now we know an equation. Okay, so what do we mean when we say an equivalent equation? Equivalent equation የምንለው when two equations have the same solution set. Okay, በኋላ define እናደርጋለን ብያለሁ. When two equations have the same solution set, meaning this if they have the same answers, then we call them an equivalent equation. ሶስተኛ, what are the numerical coefficients of x cubed and negative y cubed? Okay, numerical coefficient of x cubed is 1. Okay, የኤክስ ኪዩብድ ብለን ስንጽፍ ኒውሜሪካል ኮፊሽንቱ አንድ ነው። እዚህ ጋር አንድ እንዳለች እናውቃለን። ከዛ ኒውሜሪካል ኮፊሽንት ኦፍ ኤክስ ኪዩብድ ማን ነው? አንድ ነው። ኦኬ፣ ኒውሜሪካል ኮፊሽንት ኦፍ ኔጌቲቭ ዋይ ኪዩብድ ስንት ነው? ኔጌቲቭ 1 ነው። The numerical coefficient of negative y cubed, it is negative 1. Even if the factor in the product of a number and a variable, the factor which is a numerical constant of a term is called a numerical coefficient. Let's take an example and mocker. In each of the following expression, determine the numerical coefficient. 56b or 56 ነው numerical coefficient 2. የዚህ numerical coefficient ይሄ ነው negative 5 over 2. የዚህኛው numerical coefficient negative 1 over 4 ነው። የዚህኛው numerical coefficient negative 1 ነው። Okay, then equation define አድርገናል። That's an example to answer. Okay, and yes, state whether each of the following is an equation or an algebraic expression. Is it an equation or an algebraic expression? So how do we determine that? Well, equation, they have equal sign. Algebraic expression, they don't. Okay, I'm sorry, A, it is an equation. ለምን equal sign ስላለው። B, it's an algebraic expression. C and D, they are equations, okay, not algebraic expression. ሁለተኛ, in each of the following expressions determine the numerical coefficient. ይህም ቀላል ነው። ይህ 3 over 2 negative 3.5 ነው የዚህኛው እያለን እንሄዳለን። Okay, ሶስተኛ, identify whether each pair of the following algebraic expressions are like terms or unlike terms. A ብናይ a to the power of 5 b squared ነው ያለው እዚህ ጋር the variable, then a to the power of 5 b squared ነው ያለው። ለዛ they are what? They are like terms ማለት ናቸው። Okay, they are like terms. Why are we saying like terms? Because the two terms, they only differ in their numerical coefficients. Okay, they have the same variables and the exponents of variables. Okay, b the xy ናለው the x squared y squared ናለው። ለዛ they are unlike terms. Okay, they are unlike terms. Why are we saying unlike terms? Because even though they have the same variables x and y, the exponents of the variables are not the same. Okay, therefore they are unlike terms. Great. See, okay, this is like terms. Okay, and I will leave D2 for you. Now 2.1.1 rules of transformation for equation. As down እዚህኛው section ውስጥ ሁለት ሩሎች ናቸው ጠቃሚ። Okay, እዚህ ይሄ rule 1 አለ። Okay, እቺ rule 1 አለች። ከዛ ደግሞ በኋላ rule 2 እናያለን እዚህ ጋር አያችሁ፣ rule 2 በኋላ ደግሞ ከነዚህ አይነት ተመሳሳይ ጋር ደግሞ ደግመን እናያለን። አሁን ለኢኩዌሽን ነው ያየን ያለነው። በኋላ ደግሞ ለኢኒኳሊቲ እናያለን። Great. Now rule 1 for all rational numbers a, b and c. Okay, አንደኛ if an equation a is equals to b is true, then a plus c is equals to b plus c is true for any rational number c. ምንድነው ያለን ያለው? a is equals to b እውነት ከሆነ then c both sides ብንደምር both sides of the equality ብንደምር a ላይም ብንደምር a plus c ይሆናል b ላይም ብንደምር b plus c ይሆናል እና both sides ብንደምር የምናገኘው ኢኩዌሽን true ይሆናል ነው okay b if an equation a is equals to b is true then a minus c is equals to b minus c is true for any rational number c. Okay, then rule 2 for all rational numbers a b and c where c is different from 0, notice we don't want c to be equals to 0, and if number 1 if an equation a is equals to b is true then a times c is equals to b times c is true for any rational number c. Okay, a is equals to b true corner, ac is equals to bc true ይሆናል b. Okay, if an equation a is equals to b is true then a over c is equals to b over c is true for any rational number c. c ለምን 0 different from 0 ብትሆን የፈለግነው okay because እዚህ በc both sides ብናካፍል ኖሮ አይሆንም ነበር division by 0 is not allowed ከዛ እነዚህን ሩሎች በመጠቀም ብዙ ነገር መስራት እንችላለን solve each of the following equations by using addition rules አሁን እቺን ብንሞክር x plus 3 over 5 x plus 3 over 5 is equals to 8 over 5 አሁን ይሄን ኢኩዌሽን ለመስራት ብንሞክር ምንድነው የምናደርገው we can use rule 1 okay ምንድነው we can subtract both sides from both sides we can subtract 3 over 5 okay 8 over 5 minus 3 over 5 we can subtract 3 over 5 from both sides or you can also say we can add negative 3 over 5 to both sides possible then what do we do cancel out the terms right 3 over 5 minus 3 over 5 ይጣፋል on the left side we get x on the right side we get 8 minus 3 over 5 which is equals to 5 over 5 which is equals to 1 so x is equals to 1 satisfies the equation ማለት ነው okay እንዴት ነው የሰራነው ይሄንን by using addition rule okay and now multiplication rule እንተጠቅመን እንስራ solve each of the following equations by using multiplication rules okay 8x is equals to 72 ተባለ ይሄን እየሰራው ያሉት ይሄንን ለመስራት ምንድነው ምን ይሻላል both sides በ1 over 8 እናባዛለን okay so አንድ አይነት ኢኩዌሽን ስለሚሰጠን ማለት ነው ከዛ 1 over 8 times 8x is equals to 1 over 8 times 72 okay ከዛ ቅድም እንዳደረግነው እናጣፋለን okay and x is equals to 9 ማለት ነው okay ይሄንንም እንደዛ አድርገን መስራት እንችላለን እዚህ ጋር ግን የሚሆነው ምንድነው በሪሲፕሮካሉ ነው የምናባዛው okay አሁን ይሄንን both sides በኔጌቲቭ 5 over 4 ነው የምናባዛው both sides በኔጌቲቭ 5 over 4 ስናባዛ times negative 4 over 5 x is equals to negative 5 over 4 times 10 ከዛ እናጣፋለን ማለት ነው ኔጌቲቭ ያው ኔጌቲቭ ታይምስ ኔጌቲቭ ፖዚቲቭ ይሆናል 5 በ5 ይጣፋል 4 በ4 ይጣፋል ከዛ ጨረስን እዚህ ደግሞ በሁለት left hand side ላይ x ሆነልን right hand side ላይ negative 25 over 2 2.1.2 linear equation in one variable definition a linear equation in one variable x okay ወደፊት in two variable in three variable in four variable ያላችሁ ትሄዳላችሁ ግን ለአሁኑ ግን in one variable ነው የምንመለከተው okay linear equation in one variable x is an equation which can be written in standard form ax plus b is equals to 0 where a and b are constant numbers with a different from 0 from this definition you can deduce that an equation of a single variable in which the highest exponent of the variable involved is 1 is called a linear equation. Which of the following equations are linear and which are not linear? A 5x plus this is equals to 10. Okay, ይሄ linear ነው ለምንድን ነው linear ያልኩት because 10 ወደዛ ብንወስደው ምን እናገኛለን 5x plus 3 and 5 6 minus 10 is equals to 0 እናገኛለን ለዛ ይሄ በማን ፎርም ነው በax plus b is equals to ፎርም ስለሆነ where a is equals to 5 and b is equals to this b linear equation ነው now c it is not linear briefly all equations have two sides okay they have two sides with respect to the equality sign called the left hand side and the right hand side RHS LHS of the equality sign these two sides are equal to each other like that of a simple balance okay simple balance symbol ይሄ ነው እንግዲህ thus equation is just a simple balance as shown in figure 2.5 below ለዛ ቅድም ያየናቸው ለምሳሌ ተመልሰን ብናየው ቢ ላይ ያለው ይሄኛው ይሄ በኢኳሊቲው ከኢኳል ሳይኑ to the left ያለው we call it left hand side LHS and then 10 minus 1 over 2x ደግሞ right hand side RHS okay solving an equation means applying the appropriate transformation rules to get a simplified equivalent equation in which the variable alone appears at one side and a constant number on the other side of an equality sign this constant number is called the solution of the given equation Okay, linear equations have exactly one solution. Okay, ወደፊት ግን ኢኩዌሽን ታያላችሁ አንድ ሶሉሽን ብቻ የላችሁ 3 4 ያላችሁ ኢንፋክት አንዳንዶች ደግሞ ኢንፊኒት ያላችሁ ሶሉሽን ትመለከታላችሁ። ግን ለአሁኑ ለሊኒየር ኢኩዌሽን ግን linear equations those don't forget linear equations are those that we can write in the form as ax plus b is equals to 0 እንደዚህ ብለን የምንጽፋቸው ከሆነ ነው linear equation የምንላቸው እና እነሱ they have exactly one solution. To this consider the following steps. Ax plus b is equals to 0 ከተሰጠን we can subtract b on both sides. Okay, so we get ax is equals to negative b. Then we can divide both sides by b to get x is equals to negative b over a. Okay, simple. Thus the equation ax plus b is equals to 0 has exactly one solution, that is x is equals to negative b over a. Okay, solve each of the following equations. In doing so, indicate the rules you use. እሺ ዲንን ሞክር ሌላውን ለእናንተ ተዋለሁ። ዲን ብንሞክር okay, now let's solve this equation. The first thing that we do is distribute. Okay, 7x minus negative 3 times 2x, we get negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 5, we get positive 15 is equals to 6 times 2, that is 12, plus 6 times 3x, that is 18x minus 31, which again implies that we can put this in bracket. 7x minus 6x, that is x plus 15 is equals to 12 minus 31 plus 18x. Okay, possible. We can do like this. This is what? This is x plus 15 is equals to 12 minus 31 negative 19 plus 18x, which again implies to 15 plus 19 is equals to 18x minus x. 34 is equals to 18x minus x, that is 17x. And we can write this as this, 17x equals to 34, possible. Multiply both sides by 1 over 17. Okay, and multiply both sides by 1 over 17, we get x here, which is equals to, yes, so we get x equals to 2. Okay, this is the answer, x is equals to 2. The set that contains the solution of a given equation is called the solution set of the equation. Okay. Solution አሁን የቀደሙን የሰራነው ጥያቄ solution set ማን ነው ብንባል ማለት ነው solution set ስንጽፍ እንደዚህ ነው ss solution ሴታችን ሁለት ነው ማለት ነው። Two equations are said to be equivalent if and only if they have exactly the same solution set. Okay, each of the following pairs of equations are equivalent. f ላይ የመጀመሪያው ያው this equation ተሰጥቶናል equation number 1 እና equation number 2 ተሰጥቶናል ለዛ ለብቻ ነው ሶልቭ የምናደርጋቸው። Okay, the first equation 3 over 5x minus 3 over 7 is equals to 10. Multiply both sides of the equation by 5 times 7, which is 35. Okay, and we multiply both sides of the equation by 35. Okay, 7 times 3, that is 21x minus this 15 is equals to 350. Then subtract 350 both sides. Okay, so we get 21x minus 15 minus 350 is equals to 0. 21x minus negative 65 is equals to 0. In fact, አሁን ከዚህ በኋላ ራሱ መሄድ የለብንም። አያችኋ ሁለቱ ኢኩዌሽኖች there is the same. Okay, x is equal to 365 over 21 on this one. Also similarly, x equals to 365 over 21 on the other one. Okay, therefore two equations are equivalent. They are equivalent equations. Therefore, okay, እነዚህ equivalent ናቸው ማለት ነው። እሺ አሁን equivalent ያልሆኑ አሁን ለምሳሌ ይህን ብንወስድ ምንድነው 3x equals to 182 አለ። ኦኬ ለዛ የመጀመሪያው ኢኩዌሽን ሶልቭ ስናደርገው x is equals to 182 over 3 ማለት ነው የመጀመሪያው። የሁለተኛው ግን ስንት ነው? x is equals to 182 over 6። ኦኬ እነዚህ ሁለቱ እኩል ስላልሆኑ the two equations are not equivalent ማለት ነው። they are not equivalent equations. ኦኬ ለዛ አንድ equivalent አየን፣ አንድ not equivalent equation አየን። ጥሩ አራተኛ እንሞክር። show that these and these are not equivalent equations. Okay, not equivalent equation ከተባለ እንዴት ነው የምንሰራው? This is the first equation. Let's first solve this. Let's multiply both sides by 15. Okay, when we multiply both sides by 15 times 15 ስናደርግ ያው ዲኖሚኔተራቸው እንዲጠፋልን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ይሄ ስንት እናገኛለን? 10 10 times x plus 4 plus 9 times 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. Okay, which implies distribute 10x plus 40 plus 9 times 2x, that is 18x plus 9 times 1, that is 9, which is equals to 0. Which implies that 10x plus 18x, that is 28x plus 40 plus 9, that is 49, is equals to 0. Which implies that 28x is equals to negative 49, which implies that x is equals to negative 49 over 28. To simplify, and በሰባት አራት, that's x is equals to negative 7 over 4. ከዛ የዚህኛው የመጀመሪያው ሶሉሽን ሴቱ ማን ሆነ? negative 7 over 4. This is the same as 4x plus 4 times 4, that is 16, negative 6. Negative 3 times negative x, that is positive 3x is equals to 17. We can put that 4x plus 3x, that is what? 7x. 7x plus 16 minus 6, 10 is equals to 17. We can realize that 7x is equals to 17 minus 10, what is 7? We can imply that x is equals to 1. The solution of the second equation is, the solution set of this equation is the set containing 1. አሁን ይሄኛውና ይሄኛው ሶሉሽን ሴታቸው አንድ አይነት ስላልሆነ የዚህኛው ኔጌቲቭ 7 over 4 ነው፣ የዚህኛው 1 ነው። therefore አንድ አይነት ሶሉሽን ሴት ስላልሆኑ the two equations are not equivalent equations እንላለን ማለት ነው። let's try e. e ምንድነው? solve for x ነው የተባልነው። እንግዲህ we are looking for x. what is x? okay, a1x is equals to b1y equals to a2x plus b2y, and a1 is different from a2. Great. When we solve this, we are solving for x, right? So a1x minus a2x is equals to b2y minus b1y. okay, which implies that when we factor out x, what do we get? We get a1 minus a2 whole x is equals to b2 minus b1 over y. okay, now we are looking for x, so we simply divide both sides by a1 minus a2, and we know that a1 is different from a2, right? a1 is different from a2, therefore if a1 is different from a2, this implies that a1 minus a2 is also different from what? 0. okay, when we subtract both sides from a2, we get that a1 minus a2 is different from 0, therefore we can divide by a1 minus a2. okay, so we can just say b2 minus b1y over a1 minus a2. okay, so therefore we have solved x. Now we go to 2.1.3, some word problems. How do we use our knowledge of equations to solve real world problems? okay, now word problem ላይ ያው ተረት ይሰጣል እና ያንን ተረት ያንን ቨርባል ሴንቴንስ ያንን ቨርባል ሴንቴንስ ወደ ምን መለወጥ አለብን? ወደ ማቴማቲካል ሴንቴንስ መለወጥ አለብን። ያን ወደ ማቴማቲካል ሴንቴንስ ወደ ኢኩዌሽን ነው። ወደ ኢኩዌሽን እንለወጥና ያንን ኢኩዌሽን ሶልቭ አድርገን ሶልቭ እናደርግና ወደ ምን ሚኒንጉን እንደገና ኢንተርፕሬት እናደርጋለን። የኢኩዌሽኑ ሶሉሽን ምን ማለት ነው፣ ኢንተርዲር ወደ ምን ማለት ነው ብለን ኢንተርፕሬት እናደርጋለን። ከዛ ሲሰጠን ግን መጀመሪያ ሲሰጠን ተረቱ ሲሰጠን it would be verbal sentence። ስለዛ አሁን ለምሳሌ የግድ ማወቅ አለብን እንዴት ነው ያንን verbal sentence እንዴት ነው ወደ mathematical sentence የምንለውጠው ቢሆን የግድ ማወቅ አለብን። እሺ አሁን ለምሳሌ translate the algebraic expression x plus 12 in 5 different word phrases ይላል። ይሄ እንደዚህ ብሎ የሚጠይቃችሁ ምን ታውቁ ነው እንዴት ነው ተረቱ ተሰጥቶን እንዴት ነው ወደ algebraic ወደ mathematical sentence ወደ algebraic expression የምንለውጠው። አሁን ለምሳሌ እነዚህ ልንባል እንችላለን a number plus 10 ከተባለ x plus 10 ማለት ነው። okay, the sum of a number and 10 ይሄም እዛው x plus 10 እንደማለት ነው ወደ ስንለውጠው ማለት ነው ወደ algebraic expression ወደ mathematical sentence። okay, 10 added to a number ይሄም እንደዛው ነው the same meaning ይላል። x plus 10 ብለን ኢንተርፕሬት ማድረግ እንችላለን ኢኩዌሽናችን ውስጥ a number increased by 10 similar 10 more than a number similar. okay, all of them means the same. Now translate the algebraic expression x over 7 in different word phrases. A number divided by 7, this is obvious. The quotient of a number in 7, also obvious. The ratio of a number to 7, also okay, that also means x over 7. 1/7 of a number, okay, all of these they have the same meaning, which is x over 7. okay, now let's do example 16. Okay, now the Celsius and Fahrenheit. Okay, temperature በጣም እናውቃለን፣ በፊዚክስ ውስጥ በጣም ጠቀሜታ አለው፣ ሜትሮሎጂ ላይ በጣም ጠቀሜታነት አለው፣ ከዛ ብዙ አፕሊኬሽን አለው። the Celsius and Fahrenheit temperature scales are shown on the thermometer in figure 2.6. shown in the thermometer, ይሄ ቴርሞሜትር ነው እንግዲህ ያው እዚህ ያሳይቶናል። shown on thermometer in figure 2.6. Now the relationship between the temperature reading C and F is given by C is equals to 5/9 times F minus 32. To express F in terms of C ነው የሚለው ይሄ solve for F እንደማለት ነው። ምንም አዲስ ነገር የለውም። Okay, C is equals to 5/9 times F minus 32 ነው ተብለናል። ለዛ ይሄንን solve for F ነው የተባልነው። ለF solve ስናደርግ እንዴት ነው የምናደርገው? multiply the first step would be multiply both sides of the equation by 9/5. When we do that we get 9/5C is equals to F minus 32 እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። Okay, now add 32 to both sides of the equation, we get 9/5C plus 32, that's going to give us F. So this is our answer. We have expressed F in terms of C. Done. Now let's try the second example. እንግዲህ ብያቸዋለሁ፣ ተረት ተረት ነው የሚሰጠን ብያቸዋለሁ። ስቱደንት እንደ ድሮ ዝም ብሎ ኢኩዌሽኑ እንካ ተብሎ አይሰጠንም። ኦኬ፣ እሱ ቀረ ማለት ያው ለወርድ ፕሮብለም ላይ አትሊስት ተረት ተረት ነው የሚሰጠን። ስቱደንት ቴክ ማቴማቲክስ ቴስት ስኮር ኦፍ 64 and scores, right? My student take a mathematics test score of 64 and 78. What score on a third test will give the student on average score of 18? Okay, እንግዲህ የመጀመሪያው ፈተና ላይ 64 አገኘ፣ የሁለተኛው ፈተና ላይ 78 አገኘ፣ ከዛ ሶስተኛ ፈተና ላይ የሆነ አግኝቷል አናቅም። 64 አገኘ፣ 78 አገኘ፣ ሁለተኛው ፈተና ላይ፣ ሶስተኛው ፈተና ላይ ኤክስ እንበለው አናቅም። ከዛ የእነዚህ ሶስቱ ግሬዶች አቨሬጅ 80 ያመጣ ነው። 80 እንዳመጣ እናውቃለን። ለዛ 64 + 78 + x ኦቨር 3 ስንት መሆን አለበት? 80 መሆን አለበት። ከዛ ይሄንን ኢኩዌሽን ሶልቭ ማድረግ ነው ለኤክስ ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ እነዚህ ያለን እነዚህን ትሰራላችሁ። እኔ አሁን እቺን ጥያቄ ልስራ። ከዚህ ውስጥ ኩዌሽን ነምበር 1 እና ኩዌሽን ነምበር 5 እንስራ። ኦኬ፣ እቺን እሰራለሁ እኔ፣ ሌላው ለእናንተ ተዋለው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ ናው if 3/4 of a number, 3/4 of a number is 1/10, what is the number? Okay, 3/4 of a number ምን ማለት ነው? እቺን ተመልከቷት። okay, 3/4 of a number, 3/4 of a number ስንባል 3/4x ማለት ነው። let's call the number x. okay, 3/4 of a number is 1/10. okay, now we are asking what is the number? Simple. What do? We simply multiply both sides of the equation by 4/3. so x is equals to 4/3 times 1/10. በሁለት በሁለት 5 ስንት እናገኛለን? 2/15 ማለት ነው። therefore the number that we are looking for is 2/15 ማለት ነው። great. Now let's do question number 5. okay, question number 5 is very interesting. okay, very interesting. a farmer has sheep in him. okay, በግ እና ዶሮ። ጥሩ። the sheep and hens together have 100 heads and 356 legs. How many sheep and hens does the farmer have? okay. አሁን እንግዲህ አንድ በግ አንድ ጭንቅላት ነው ያለው፣ አንድ ዶሮ አንድ ጭንቅላት ነው ያለው። ለዛ let x እንበል x b, let's define x as number of sheep. okay, number of sheep እንግዲህ እኛ ስንት በግ እንዳለው አናውቅም። y ደግሞ ምን እንበለው? number of hen. okay, የዶሮ ቁጥር ብዛት ማለት ነው። እሺ፣ ከዛ number of sheep እና የነምበር ኦፍ ሄዱ ጭንቅላታቸው ስንቆጥሩ አብረን 100 ሆኗል። ያ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው? አንድ በግ አንድ ጭንቅላት ስላለው፣ አንድ ዶሮ አንድ ጭንቅላት ስላለው x + y 100 ነው። ኦኬ፣ ከዛ እግራቸው ደግሞ ሲቆጠር 356 ሆነ። 356 ስለሆነ አንድ በግ 4 እግር ነው ያለው። ኦኬ፣ አንድ በግ 4 እግር ነው ያለው። አንድ ዶሮ 2 እግር ነው ያለው። ለዛ በአጠቃላይ 356 እግር ነው የሚሆነው። ለዛ ይሄንን ሶልቭ ማድረግ ያለብን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ how many sheep and hens does the farmer have? in other words, what is x, what is y ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ ለዛ እንዴት አድርገን ይሄን የምንሰራው? ኦኬ፣ ጥሩ። ከመጀመሪያው ኢኩዌሽን ምን እናደርጋለን? ኤክስን እናወጣለን። x is equals to 100 minus y ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ when we subtract both sides from from the first equation we get this. Okay, x equals to 100 minus y. Then we replace x equals to 100 minus y into the second equation. Okay, what is the second equation? 4x plus 2y is equals to 356. Okay, true. But we know another expression for x. What is it? 100 minus y. Great. 100 minus y plus 2y is equals to 356. Great. So we get 400 minus 4y plus 2y is equals to 356. Great. 400 minus negative 4y plus 2y, that's going to give us negative 2y is equals to 356. Great. Then negative 2y is equals to 356 minus 400. Great. Then negative 2y is equals to, what is 400 minus 356? 44. Negative 44. Don't forget. Okay. So we now negative by negative እናጣፋለን y is equals to 22 ማለት ነው። ለዛ y ምን ነበረች? y number of hen ነበረች። ኦኬ እዚህ ጋር ዲፋይን አድርገን ነበረ y let y be the number of hen ስላለን የዶሮ ቁጥር ብዛት 22 ነው። ኦኬ የዶሮ ቁጥር ብዛት 22 ከሆነ x ደግሞ ስንት ነው ብለናል? 100 minus y ብለናል። is equals to 100 minus y ስንት ነው? 22 ስንት መጣ ማለት ነው? 78 ሆነ ማለት ነው። ለዛ therefore እንልና the farmer has 78. The farmer has has 78 sheep and 22 hens ማለት ነው። ኦኬ 78 በግ አለው 22 ዶሮ ይኖረው ነው ማለት ነው። አሁን ብንደምራቸው 78 እና 22 ስንት ይመጣል? 78 ሲደመር 22 8 10 7 10 መቶ ጭንቅላት በአጠቃላይ ይኖረናል። በእግራቸውን የምንቆጥር ደግሞ 356 እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለዛሬ ነበረኝ ይሄንን ይመስል ነበረ እና ስልካችሁ በግራ በኩል ያሉትን የሚመስል ከሆነ በስታር 127 መሰላል ልትደግፉ ትችላላችሁ። ደግሞ ታች ስልክ ደግሞ ካላችሁ በቴሌ ብር መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ። ማለት 0996994242 አሁን እዚህ ጋር እንደምናየው ከሆነ እንዴት እንደምንልክ ነው ያሳየን የሚችለው። አመሰግናለሁ። ላይክ፣ ሰብስክራይብ እና ሼር ማድረግ አይዘንጉ። እስከሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ እስከምንገናኝ ድረስ ቸር ሰንብቱ።